Hello, dear chosen one. You know that your journey is not for everyone. Your mission is enormous, and with it come unique challenges that few can understand. Sometimes it feels like something or someone is trying to sabotage your blessings, and that's not just paranoia. These attacks often come from where we least expect: our own family, friends, or people we admire. Envy, competition, and betrayal are the weapons used against you by those who should be your allies. This kind of opposition can hurt even more because it comes from people close to you who know your vulnerabilities and use them against you. It's crucial to be alert and prepared to identify and confront these disguised enemies. This video was made for precisely this purpose. By unveiling these 7 enemies that try to weaken you, you will begin to understand your spiritual battle better. This knowledge not only serves to alert you, but also to strengthen you. Recognizing these adversaries is the first step to overcoming them and advancing on your journey as a chosen person. Stay firm, as each revealed enemy will bring more clarity and power for you to fight and win. Do not underestimate the power of knowledge. It is your greatest weapon against these adversarial forces. Prepare for a revelation that will change your perception and empower you to conquer your destiny with more determination than ever. Leave your like and subscribe to the channel. My name is John, and welcome to Chosen Ones Chronicles. Family conflicts are undoubtedly one of the most devastating forces a chosen person can face. The home, which should be a refuge of peace and support, often becomes an emotional battlefield. Unmet expectations, harsh judgments, and lack of understanding can create a toxic environment where negativity permeates every interaction. Imagine coming home after a tough day, expecting to find solace but being met with criticism and misunderstandings. This constant tension drains emotional and spiritual energy, leaving you vulnerable and exhausted. Family members, often unknowingly, become sources of insecurity and doubt. Derogatory comments about your choices and lack of support in critical moments can undermine your self-confidence. You may feel isolated, with no one to share your aspirations and struggles with, because those who should be there for you seem not to understand or, worse, devalue your efforts. This emotional disconnection creates an invisible barrier, making communication and building meaningful bonds even more difficult. Family dynamics can also be complicated by rigid expectations and deep-rooted traditions. There may be constant pressure to follow a specific path that does not resonate with your true self. When you try to deviate from these expectations to follow your own path, conflicts arise. The resistance you face can be direct, through verbal confrontations, or subtle, manifesting in silent disapproval and judgmental looks. These moments not only create discord, but also plant seeds of doubt about your own worth and path. Rivalries between siblings and competition for parental recognition and love can further intensify the hostile atmosphere. These conflicts are often not about the present, but about unresolved issues from the past that continue to fuel resentment. The domestic environment becomes a stage for incessant disputes, where each achievement is seen as a threat rather than being celebrated. The lack of a solid emotional support network within your family can leave you feeling helpless. Moreover, the influence of authority figures in the family can be overwhelming. Parents and older relatives may impose their worldviews and expectations, often disregarding your individual needs and desires. This authoritarianism creates a cycle of submission and revolt, where your voice is often silenced or ignored. The need for approval and fear of displeasing can lead you to sacrifice your own dreams to keep the peace, resulting in a life of dissatisfaction and regret. The lack of open and honest communication is another destructive aspect. Many family conflicts are perpetuated by the inability or reluctance to express oneself truly. Repressed emotions and unspoken issues create underlying tension that can explode at any moment. The absence of genuine dialogue prevents conflict resolution and mutual understanding, perpetuating a cycle of misunderstandings and resentments. This suffocating environment can leave you feeling trapped, with no clear path to escape. The issue of conflicting values and beliefs cannot be ignored. In a family where everyone shares the same worldview, any disagreement is seen as a threat to family unity. As a chosen person, your perspectives and values may differ significantly from others, leading to confrontations over fundamental issues. These divergences are not merely theoretical, they affect practical decisions in how you choose to live your life. This constant friction can be mentally and emotionally exhausting, wearing down your determination and focus. The lack of emotional support during personal crises amplifies the feeling of isolation. When facing significant challenges, such as health problems, financial difficulties, or existential crises, the lack of empathy and understanding from family can be devastating. Feeling alone in these critical moments can lead to feelings of despair and helplessness, making it difficult to recover and move forward. The inability to rely on those who should be your main source of support exacerbates the internal struggle, making each step forward an arduous battle. False friends, or frenemies, are an insidious threat that can undermine your confidence and divert you from your path without you immediately realizing it. These individuals often present themselves as allies, offering support and companionship while hiding malicious intentions. The betrayal of a frenemy is particularly painful because it comes from someone you trusted and believed in. They know your weaknesses and use this information against you, manipulating situations for their benefit while you suffer the consequences. The deceptive nature of frenemies makes them difficult to identify. They are masters of manipulation, skilled at masking their true intentions with friendly gestures and sweet words. These individuals are often charming and seemingly supportive, making it even more shocking when their true colors are revealed. Discovering a frenemy's betrayal can lead to deep disillusionment, not only with them, but also with your own judgment. Frenemies can also create interpersonal conflicts, sowing discord between you and other important people in your life. They spread rumors, distort facts, and plant seeds of doubt in others' minds, isolating you from your true friends and allies. This strategy of divide and conquer weakens your support network, leaving you more vulnerable and isolated. By creating an environment of distrust and uncertainty, they ensure that you increasingly depend on them, reinforcing their control over you. The presence of frenemies in your life can cause significant emotional stress. The constant vigilance and need to decipher their true intentions consume mental and emotional energy. This constant tension can lead to anxiety, stress, and even depression as you try to navigate their web of manipulations. The feeling that you cannot fully trust anyone around you can be paralyzing, affecting your ability to focus on your goals and objectives. Moreover, frenemies often delight in sabotaging your achievements. They may downplay your accomplishments, make disparaging comments, or even take credit for your work. This subtle but constant sabotage erodes your self-esteem and self-confidence. You may begin to question your own worth and abilities, falling into a cycle of self-criticism and doubt. This gradual erosion of confidence can have lasting effects, making it difficult to move forward with determination and clarity. Hidden competition is another devastating aspect of friendship with frenemies. They see your achievements as threats to their own position and will do anything to surpass you, often in dishonest or unethical ways. This constant rivalry is not only exhausting, but also creates an environment of negativity and distrust. Instead of finding support and encouragement in your friends, you find yourself in a constant battle for recognition and validation. Frenemies also exploit your emotional vulnerabilities to gain advantage. They present themselves as confidants, gaining your trust and access to your deepest secrets and fears. They then use this information against you, manipulating situations to cause emotional suffering and gain power over you. This emotional betrayal is especially painful as it turns what should be a supportive and understanding relationship into a source of pain and manipulation. Spiritual enemies are invisible forces operating in the shadows, trying to divert you from your divine path and spiritual purpose. These negative entities or energies feed on your weaknesses and moments of doubt, amplifying your fears and insecurities. The impact of these spiritual enemies can be devastating, affecting not only your emotional and mental state, but also your physical and spiritual health. They are masters of illusion, creating scenarios that distort your perception of reality and make you question your sanity. These spiritual attacks can manifest in various ways, from persistent nightmares to a constant feeling of oppression and discouragement. You may feel a negative presence around you, an energy that drains your vitality and leaves you exhausted. These spiritual enemies do not respect boundaries. They invade your personal and mental space, looking for any breach to infiltrate your life. The battle against these forces is continuous and requires constant vigilance. The moments of greatest vulnerability are when these spiritual enemies attack most strongly. During periods of intense stress, sadness, or illness, you may notice an increase in the intensity of these attacks. They take advantage of these moments to instill more fear and despair, trying to separate you from the light and love that are fundamental to your spiritual well-being. The feeling of being under constant spiritual attack can be isolating and terrifying, making it difficult to seek help and support. The influence of these spiritual enemies can lead to a deep disconnection from your faith and beliefs. You may begin to doubt the existence of benevolent forces and your own spirituality. This crisis of faith can be fertile ground for despair, where the feeling of abandonment and spiritual loss becomes overwhelming. The struggle to maintain your spiritual connection amid these attacks is arduous, requiring tremendous inner strength and a continuous commitment to your spiritual journey. These negative forces can also interfere with your ability to meditate, pray, or connect with the divine. Constant distractions, a restless mind, and a sense of despair can hinder your spiritual practice. The lack of inner peace prevents deep meditation and clear communication with higher forces. The spiritual battle becomes a daily struggle to find moments of serenity and clarity amid the internal chaos imposed by these enemies. The presence of these spiritual enemies can create a cycle of negativity in your life. Each successful attack reinforces the feeling of helplessness and despair, making it harder to recover and fight future attacks. This vicious cycle can lead to depression, anxiety, and a persistent sense of being trapped in a downward spiral. The struggle against these spiritual enemies requires exceptional resilience and a firm determination not to succumb to the darkness they bring. Additionally, spiritual enemies often use other people as vehicles for their attacks. Unexpected conflicts, betrayals, and misunderstandings can be orchestrated by these forces to increase your sense of isolation and suffering. Manipulating situations and people around you creates a web of negativity that is difficult to escape. You may start to feel that you are surrounded by enemies on all sides, increasing your distrust and sense of vulnerability. Enemies of your destiny are those forces, circumstances, or individuals that seek to divert you from your true purpose. These enemies are cunning and persistent, often presenting themselves as opportunities or alternative paths that seem promising but are actually traps to keep you away from your true mission. They play on your doubts and insecurities, exploiting your weaknesses to divert you from the path you were destined to follow. Recognizing these enemies is crucial to staying firm on your journey and reaching your full potential. These enemies often manifest as well-meaning advisors who unknowingly mislead you with their advice. They may suggest that you follow a career or make life decisions that, while seemingly sensible, actually divert you from your true passion and purpose. This advice, often motivated by fear or ignorance, can lead to a life of dissatisfaction and regret. The pressure to follow this advice can be intense, especially when it comes from people you respect or love. Enemies of your destiny can also appear in the form of challenging circumstances that seem insurmountable. Unexpected disasters, financial setbacks, or personal crises can divert your focus and undermine your determination. These obstacles are designed to test your resilience and willpower, trying to make you give up on your dreams. The struggle to overcome these challenges can be exhausting and discouraging, often leaving you questioning if it is worth continuing. Unfair competition and direct sabotage are other forms of enemies of your destiny. Rivals who see your potential as a threat may try to undermine your progress, whether by defamation, sabotaging opportunities, or manipulating situations in their favor. This fierce competition can create an environment of distrust and paranoia, making it difficult to advance with confidence. The constant need to defend yourself and fight for your place can divert valuable energy that could be used to pursue your goals. Moreover, enemies of your destiny can be internal, manifesting as self-sabotage and doubt. You may be your own worst enemy, allowing the fear of failure and uncertainty to paralyze your actions. These internal battles are often the hardest to win, as they involve facing your own limitations and insecurities. The constant struggle with these inner demons can be debilitating, leading to cycles of procrastination and indecision that delay your progress. Toxic relationships are another aspect of enemies of your destiny. Partners, friends, or colleagues who do not share or support your vision can drain your energy and divert your focus. These relationships are often based on emotional manipulation and control, creating an environment where you feel trapped and unable to grow. The struggle to maintain these relationships while trying to follow your own path can be exhausting, leaving you drained and demoralized. Competition is an inevitable reality for the chosen, and competitive enemies are a constant presence that challenges your determination and resilience. These enemies are not just ordinary competitors. They are adversaries who do everything to surpass you and undermine your progress. In a world where success is often measured by outperforming others, competitive enemies present a formidable challenge. They employ a range of dishonest and manipulative tactics to ensure that you do not reach your full potential. These competitors often use defamation as a tool to damage your reputation. They spread rumors and lies to create doubts about your integrity and abilities. This attack on your credibility can have a devastating impact, not only on your career, but also on your self-esteem. Feeling constantly under attack can lead to stress and anxiety, hindering your ability to focus and perform your work efficiently. Moreover, competitive enemies are known for their ability to manipulate situations in their favor. They may use their influence and connections to block your opportunities and ensure that your achievements are minimized or ignored. This systematic manipulation creates an environment of injustice and demoralization where your efforts seem to go unnoticed. The constant struggle to gain recognition and advance in the face of such manipulations can be exhausting and discouraging. Unfair competition also manifests as direct sabotage. Competitive enemies may actively interfere in your projects, attempting to disrupt your progress and cause failures. This can range from sabotaging your marketing efforts to directly interfering with your work. These actions not only impede your progress, but also create an environment of distrust and paranoia, where you are constantly on guard against potential attacks. Competitive enemies are also masters of distraction. They know how to create conflicts and problems that divert your attention from your main goals. These conflicts can be personal or professional, but the result is always the same. You find yourself consumed by issues that are not truly important to your progress. This distraction tactic can be extremely effective, as it keeps you trapped in a cycle of solving trivial problems while your competitors advance. Constant comparison is another weapon used by these enemies. They constantly highlight their own achievements and downplay yours, creating an atmosphere of intense and demoralizing competition. This incessant comparison can lead to doubt and dissatisfaction, making you question your own worth and abilities. The pressure to compete and outperform others can be overwhelming, especially when it seems like your efforts are never enough. Moreover, competitive enemies often exploit your weaknesses and vulnerabilities. They closely observe your weak points and use them against you at critical moments. This can include exploiting past failures, amplifying your insecurities, or creating situations that test your emotional and mental limits. Exploiting these vulnerabilities not only impedes your progress, but can also cause significant emotional damage. Low self-esteem is a silent and persistent internal enemy that can undermine even the most determined chosen ones. This enemy manifests in thoughts of doubt, inadequacy, and self-criticism that erode your confidence and prevent you from reaching your full potential. The fight against low self-esteem is constant, as this enemy is always present, waiting for any opportunity to whisper lies about your worth and abilities. Attacks on low self-esteem often begin in childhood, with negative comments or unnecessary comparisons. Critical words from authority figures such as parents, teachers, or peers can leave deep scars that persist into adulthood. These comments can become internalized, creating an internal narrative of inadequacy that is difficult to overcome. The feeling of never being good enough becomes a constant barrier, preventing you from pursuing your dreams and goals with confidence. This feeling of inadequacy can manifest in various ways in your adult life. You may avoid challenges and opportunities out of fear of failure, preferring to stay in your comfort zone. Self-sabotage becomes a common behavior, where you unconsciously create obstacles to your own success, thus confirming your beliefs of low self-esteem. Procrastination, perfectionism, and lack of initiative are all forms of self-sabotage that perpetuate the cycle of low self-esteem. Constant comparison with others is another powerful weapon of low self-esteem. In a world where social media highlights the best parts of everyone's lives, it is easy to fall into the trap of comparing yourself unfavorably to others. This comparison can lead to feelings of envy, despair, and inadequacy. You may begin to believe that you will never be as successful, happy, or talented as others, further feeding your low self-esteem. Personal relationships are also affected by low self-esteem. You may find yourself in toxic or abusive relationships, accepting less than you deserve because you believe you are not worthy of love and respect. The lack of self-confidence can lead to behavior that constantly seeks external validation, where your worth is determined by others' approval. This dependence on external validation creates a vicious cycle of dissatisfaction and despair, where your happiness is always in someone else's hands. Low self-esteem can also negatively impact your career and professional advancement. Constant doubt about your abilities can prevent you from seeking promotions, taking on greater responsibilities, or exploring new opportunities. The fear of failure and criticism can paralyze you, keeping you stuck in a job or position that does not satisfy you. The lack of confidence in your own abilities limits your potential and prevents you from achieving the success you deserve. Moreover, low self-esteem affects your mental and emotional health. Constant self-criticism and doubt can lead to anxiety, depression, and other mental health issues. The feeling of being constantly inadequate creates a state of chronic stress, which can affect your physical health. Sleep problems, headaches, fatigue, and other physical symptoms are common in people who struggle with low self-esteem. The battle against this internal enemy is exhausting and can have a significant impact on your overall well-being. Low self-esteem can prevent you from living a full and authentic life. The fear of judgment and rejection can make you hide your true essence, adopting a persona that you believe is more acceptable to others. This behavior of conformity and concealment prevents you from experiencing the true joy and satisfaction that come from living according to your own values and desires. Enemies of personal progress are internal and external obstacles that hinder your growth and evolution on your journey. These enemies take many forms, from harmful habits to limiting mindsets, all conspiring to keep you trapped in a cycle of stagnation. The fight against these enemies is continuous and requires constant awareness of their negative influences. Harmful habits are one of the main enemies of personal progress. Behaviors such as procrastination, lack of discipline, and overindulgence can sabotage your efforts to move forward. Procrastination, in particular, is a common trap that prevents you from taking decisive actions. Constantly delaying important tasks creates an accumulation of responsibilities that becomes overwhelming, making it difficult to achieve your goals. Lack of self-discipline is another formidable enemy. Without the ability to maintain focus and commitment to your goals, you find yourself easily distracted by immediate pleasures and trivial distractions. Self-discipline is essential for long-term success, as it allows you to maintain consistency in your efforts. The absence of this vital quality can result in a life of regret and missed opportunities. In addition to harmful habits, limiting mindsets are powerful internal enemies that hinder your progress. Negative beliefs about your own abilities and potential create mental barriers that are difficult to overcome. A scarcity mindset, where you believe there is not enough for everyone, can lead to selfish and competitive behaviors that undermine your relationships and personal growth. These limiting mindsets often derive from past experiences and social conditioning. Negative comments from authority figures during childhood, past failures, and constant criticism can root themselves in your psyche, creating a negative internal dialogue. This internal dialogue perpetuates the belief that you are not capable or worthy of success, keeping you trapped in a cycle of self-sabotage and failure. Toxic relationships are also significant enemies of personal progress. Friends, family, or partners who do not support your goals or who undermine your confidence can drain your emotional and mental energy. These relationships create an environment of negativity and demotivation, making it difficult to maintain a positive and productive mental state. The constant influence of people who do not believe in you can make you doubt your own abilities and goals. Another enemy of personal progress is the fear of the unknown. Uncertainty about the future and fear of change can paralyze you, preventing you from taking decisive actions. This fear manifests as resistance to change and a preference for staying in the comfort zone. While the comfort zone offers security, it also prevents growth and evolution. The struggle against the fear of the unknown is a constant battle to embrace uncertainty and take calculated risks. Lack of clear goals and a structured action plan can also be a significant obstacle to personal progress. Without a defined path, you may feel lost and directionless, wandering aimlessly on your journey. Clarity about your goals and creating a detailed plan to achieve them is essential for success. The absence of a concrete plan results in scattered efforts and lack of significant progress. Navigating the complexities of the enemies that rise against you makes it clear that the journey of a chosen person is not easy, but is full of purpose and meaning. Each challenge faced and each obstacle overcome strengthens your mission and brings you closer to your true destiny. Remember that recognizing these enemies is the first step to defeating them. You have within you the strength and resilience needed to overcome any adversity and shine with a light that illuminates the path for others. If you liked this video and felt inspired, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future content. Share this video with friends and family who could benefit from this message. We would love to hear from you, so leave a comment below sharing your experiences and challenges as a chosen person. Your support is extremely valuable, and don't stop here. If you want to know the 7 signs that interfere with your spiritual purpose, watch our video that is appearing on your screen. Remember that your journey is unique and powerful. Keep following your path with courage and determination. Thank you for watching and see you next time.